Hi friends, how you doing? Monday Art Journal Day, it's very exciting. The choice of colours that we've chosen today is going to be peach. So it'd be peach, oranges, sort of, a bit of white in there, maybe a little bit pink and red. I hope you're all doing really well. It's actually a really lovely day today. In Essex, it's lovely blue skies. So, hope everyone's staying safe and doing really well. Hi Joe, how are you doing? Hi Janet, hope you're doing really well. Been absolutely loving all of your artwork that you've been adding from my inspiration that I've inspired you to create. So shall we have a little look through our art journal book so we can see how we are progressing. Now this week we're going to do a slightly different technique as well, so it's very exciting. Hello Dan, you alright? So this was week 1 with the greens, then we had the purple, pink and the purple. Then we did blue, do you remember blue with the doodling? And of course last week we done the green, the vintage sage green with the envelope. So today we're going to be doing a mixture of different techniques. I'm going to do a double page spread on my art journal. I'm really well, thank you Dan, really well. I hope you're doing good. We're going to do a double page because I find it much easier to do too. Now I've had a few people comment to me and ask me, do you actually have to journal? Do you have to write in it and use it as a proper diary? No, you don't. This can just be your inspiration sort of flick through that you go to, different techniques, different ideas, different layouts that you can very simply recreate and use them on cards, on canvases, mixed media projects. Hi Tracy, hope you're doing really well, my sweetheart. She's my 1950s sister. Bless her, sweetheart. Okay, so shall we get on now? Hi Sue, hope you're doing really well. Now I haven't seen other Susie Lawrence on here yet, so we may have to wait. Hi Lily, hope you're doing really well. My niece is watching. Hope you're doing good. Right, okay, so shall we start? I think we should. So double page journal. This is just a normal journal that you can buy anywhere. They're so inexpensive now, and we are just recreating different multimedia layers. So on my journal, what I'm going to add to the very first thing is some ripped book pages. Now this can be book pages, this can be printouts, this could be newspaper, whatever you prefer. So if I turn you around now, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so let me put you up, make sure you're in the right place. There we go. Hopefully you can see where I am. So I'm just going to take some mixed media glue. This is super easy, and all I'm going to do is just add pieces of this. Actually, I want this side, I think, on to my journal. So I'm just adding a layer of book strips that I've just ripped out. So like I'm saying, the glue that I am using is a book binding glue. It dries really quick, and you just know it's going to do what it says on the tin. Now this one, try and make some interesting shapes. It doesn't matter if they overlap slightly, but try and make some interesting shapes as you go through. Okay, so once we've done this is our base. We're going to go over, and I'm using Picket Fence by Tim Holtz, but you can use whatever white paint you have. This is the dauber on it already, but obviously you can use just normal white paint and then just pop it on with your finger. Okay, so if I just mix some up here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start filling in some of this over the side. Oh, that's never a good thing, is it, when that happens? It's okay, I'll show you how to save. Scoop, save it. Right, now I've got it on my hands, which is fine because now I can show you how to use it with your fingers, which probably would be a better way anyway. So right down here. That's the thing with them daubers on the paints. You never know, you squeeze it just a little bit too hard and you get a bit of an explosion. So just around the edges, covering some of it, but not all of the book paper. come down. And of course it will cover over the background as well before we add layers of colour. So 2 different techniques that I'm going to be teaching you today is we're gonna stamp, make our own stamp frame. Also what we're doing is we're going to be doing lots and lots of ink work and layers. So as you can see, I'm not covering the whole lot, but just enough to see everything. Right, I just need to grab a cloth to wipe my hands and the table. Right, I'm just going to dry this off quickly now, just so it sits much better. There we go. And as it dries, if it's still translucent still, just pick up a bit more and go back over and keep drying it as you layer. And then that will just set that back into the background. If you've got pools of paint, just pull it away and then it will just thin out slightly. Now the thing is, before we can stamp on this does need to be completely dry. Just give it a little tap to check to make sure that the layer is quite dry. Now the next thing you're going to need is a rectangle piece of card. Really simple, just a rectangle piece of card, and this is going to be our stencil that we're going to use as we add the border. Now, because mine's got the metal spine down the middle, I'm going to have to fold mine in half to stamp. Just check the layers, still a bit wet. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to turn this in half so I can fold one side. And what I'm going to do is actually, because I've got the envelope that side, I will go like this, like I said. I'm going to lay that rectangle sort of in the middle. Just make sure that it's sort of about right. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but you can low tack tape it down if you prefer. So you could just add a couple of little pieces of low tack tape, maybe just on that spine area, because we won't be stamping in the middle. Right, next I'm going to pick up a little stamp. Let's have a look. I'm going to go with, this is Stamps by Me collection, absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to go for, I'm thinking I may go for this geometric shape with the circles, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to pick that up onto my acrylic block. Just clean my hands a second. There we go, better. Right, and I'm going to be picking up my VersaFine ink. Super easy. Now you're going to be using this as almost a frame. So stamp over both pieces of paper at the same time. There we go, like so. And just keep going round. Hopefully you can see where I am with this. All the way round. Hiya Sid, are you alright?
Yes.
Good boy. Are you going to come and say hello to everybody?
No, I was coming to do.
What, darling?
To try something.
Oh.
I don't know how to write it.
Right, okay, I'll be with you in 2 seconds, darling. Let Mummy just do this.
Okay, 1, 2.
Oh, you're funny, aren't you?
I'll be under the table.
Oh, you're under the table,
I'll be
okay.
under there.
Okay, you be under the table then. Sorry about that, everyone at home. So, now I'm going to take this off and I've got my frame ready to go. How cool is that? So, this side, I'm just going to do just this bottom end. Hopefully you can see where I am. Sydney, that's very noisy. Can you go in there for me, please? Thank you. There we go. So that is the beginning of our frame. Very easy, very simple, but just using that aperture and then stamping around it. Right, I'm just going to heat set this quickly to make sure it's dry before we start applying layers. So now on this middle panel, I'm going to spray with lots of water to begin with. Then on top of that, I'm going to take some orange Hemi crayon in there, and I'm just going to make a wash. Now what will happen is as I add it in, you will see that it will start to add colour to them pieces where we've added the water. Okay, like so. And we just pull it up a little bit. Like so. Lovely. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some other different inks now. I'm quickly just going to dry that off a second. And see how it always dries lighter. Now I've got some really concentrated orange on here on a sponge, and this is like a little makeup sponge, and I'm just going to build up a little bit of an imprint just on that edge. Take it right up to the corner, like so. Again, on the opposing side, again, just build up. You're just stippling really. And I'm just going to do a little bit of swirling just to encourage that colour to come a bit more. Perfect. Right, so now we need to make some peach paint. So of course, orange and white. So I'm going to use this as my palette over here. So I'm going to add a tiny piece of concentrated orange. This is Stamps by Me Pigment Ink. Then I'm going to add some more whites. Actually, Yes, I think I will. I've got a lovely, beautiful... Oh, will this come out? Blocked. Block, block, block. Right. Let's try that. Now this is quite silvery. So now I'm going to mix them two colours together. I've got a bit of white there. So if you do patches of white, because what happens is you can pick up the different colours from the different areas. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of free painting just down the sides. It's not too much. Now I'm going to pick up the lighter one. On top of that, I'm going to bring some of this colour down to that centre. And then I'm just going to, with my brush, not too much paint, flick it across. Just flick it across. Or another technique that you could very easily do is pick it up on a brayer. Just add a bit of that darker, and then you can just layer it. Okay, perfect. So, dry this off again. I know it's a lot of drying. Usually when I do this myself, I tend to just layer it up and dry, pop it outside for half an hour and get on with something else. But obviously for you, you want to see how it all comes together. So let's dry this off. Next we're going to go in with our inks. So the inks that I'm going to be using are, I've got my spice marmalade, a little bit of wild honey, and a little bit of warm lipstick too. Okay, so as long as that's touch dry, we are ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to pick up that spice marmalade now. Really, I mean, look how beautiful that colour is. Absolutely stunning. I'm just going to move this out of the way a little. There we go, let's pull you up. You can see where I am. And I'm going to really add some colour now to those edges. Excuse me. Next I'm going to take two stencils. I've got my script and my honeycomb. Script is going to go straight up here, and I'm going to be using that Distress Wild Honey with this. Just patches, not whole panels, just patches. Okay, just patches. Like so. Okay, and I think I've just put one up here. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my honeycomb, and I'm going straight in with warm lipstick, and I'm mixing it together with the orangey colour that I had on my dauber before. Okay, and then down here. Building up that colour. Beautiful. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to blend on layers and then main focal stamp. So Now I'm going to go with my main focal point of my stamp on this side. So I have got the most delicious stamp you wouldn't even believe. Oh, it's so wonderful. This is a new collection that I've recently discovered from Diana Wakely. These are by Ranger Mixed Media, and I love this stamp, absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to be using that today. So I'm just going to place straight on, making sure this is dry, and then I'm just going to use my black VersaFine, really load it up. There we go. There, that's where I want it. Just there. Now this stamp is available at Create and Craft. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So now I'm just going to take that stamp away, and I've got some additional little stamps that I'm going to be using. But first things first, I want to finish doing some more detail on here. So I'm going to be taking my little brush, a bit of water, and of course using my beautiful palette. Now I've got that yellowy orange, and I've gone straight in to the purple, and see what you can create. Orange and purple makes the most luscious pinky colour you have ever seen. So I'm just going in with that hair detail, not too much. Rinse my brush off and take the tiniest bit of red, just place it just near her lips, and then take it off. Take it off. See that? Easy peasy. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I've already started sorting out a few little bitsy bobs to go on here with this. So I've got a butterfly that I'm going to add in to this page. Let me just move this out to make myself some space. There we go, tidy up a bit. Right, let's move you over. There we go. So I've already got a butterfly that I'm going to use on this page, and I've got my sentiments ready to go, but I feel it needs more. So now from that same collection from the girl stamp that I've got here, I'm now going to pick up the heart but in the worn lipstick, and I'm going to go back over this layer here, just in the red. Well, it's a pink, isn't it, really? Just like so. Oops, sorry, just again. There we go. Just like so. So now, as well, I'm going to take my fan brush, a little bit of water over it, and then I'm just going to add some different speckles all over the page. So what this does is it will bring a lot of the ink, it will sort of solidify it again, and then you'll be able to dry it, and also it will show your layers underneath as well. Okay, so now we're going to dry that too. So if it wants to drip, just let it, just pour, just allow it to pour through. As that dries, that will just create the most beautiful different textures of layers of paint. Right, okay, so next port of call, get yourself a nice pen, any pen. I mean, this is a very cheap pen. This is from Peterborough Arena. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some fine stitching, which means close together, freehand. You can use a ruler if you prefer, but I quite like it the way it sort of goes a little bit higgledy-piggledy. I'm just going to come round up this side. Now this heart that we've got here, we might as well just go around that. Okay, we've got one here. Beautiful. And then we just carry on. And of course, we've already got that frame that we put in before. So this one goes over the top of that. Come down here, just here. Okay, next we're going to do just from this side. Okay, so we don't want too much. If you've got any pieces that you can pick up and where the edges are not quite stuck, then just do it, or just pull a bit away. If you can just pick it up, texturize it a bit more. I'm just going to rip a little bit away there, a little bit away there. Over, lovely. So I'm going to start adding now my sentiment. So I've got creativity, takes courage, embrace the journey. I'm going to stick them on. Oh, I need to stick my butterfly on, nearly forgot. So this is just a cut-out butterfly that I've just added, a vintage one. And we're working still on that line. So now I'm just going to add that over the top there, there it is. Like so, and then I'm going to add another sentiment. Underneath. Then I've just got a couple of little die cut peachy flowers. I'm just going to stick just on her hair, up in the corner there. But if you haven't got the right colours of that as well, you can easily just use your inks to blend it all in. So, there we go, friends. Hiya! There we go. Orange and peach journal page. Hope you love that. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It's a bit different, isn't it? So I'll be taking pictures of this and I will post them on social media so you can have a nice close look. Oh, there you are, Susie Craft. I was worried you hadn't made it, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon for Art Journal Monday. If you want to catch up again, just watch me again, or you can go to YouTube. Please subscribe. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Carol. I hope you really enjoyed that. It's just a couple of different techniques, really simple, but how fab and arty. It actually really reminds me of my sketchbook when I was at college. Thank you so much. Take care, my friends. I will be back on Wednesday here to inspire you. Take care. See you later. Bye bye.